Welcome to Mikei's Top 5. This is a new thing I'm going to be doing on my channel where we're going to be looking at top 5 things, achievements, completion activities to do in Guild Wars 2. And so today we're actually going to be looking at the top 5 titles in Guild Wars 2. A title is, as you can see here, most people have a little title underneath their name. That is what that white sort of grey out writing is. And these titles are achieved by doing different things in Guild Wars 2. And so what we're going to be covering are the top 5 hardest or, sort of difficult to achieve, be it via money or via time and effort involved. And just so you know, I am not going to include any World versus World achievements in this for the simple reason that they are ridiculously over. They're not balanced properly. I mean, for God's sake, you got to get to what is it, Yak Slapper? You've got to get. It will take you a couple of years if you play it every day. So I'm not going to include any of these titles. I am not going to include any historical titles either, because obviously they're not achievable anymore. So with that out of the way, let's get down to the top 5. Number 5. Number 5, we actually have Legendary Champion. This is a PvP title that you can actually get by getting up to level 80 in PvP, which is the Dragon Champion rank. And it does take a fair amount of time to get this, and obviously you are playing against other players, so you have to be pretty decent to actually get to the Dragon rank. There are really not too many bad players that would have this title. And this is generally a pretty challenging title to go for, particularly if you're not that keen on PvP. So that's why this is the number 5 title. Number 4. At number 4, we have a Guild Wars 1 title that's only achieved by playing Guild Wars 1, and that is the God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals title. You don't see too many of them out there because you had to do a very, very challenging title, which was God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals from Guild Wars 1. And so if you didn't get that title, you can't get that in Guild Wars 2. That's why it's at number 4. Number 3. At number 3, we have a challenging title. It's the Blazing Light. And this title is involved where you go one-on-one with Leandri. This is to do with the Queen's Jubilee, so there's only a limited time in which you can actually do this. By doing it in during the Queen's Jubilee, you actually got to play in these arenas, and if you managed to defeat one of the hardest bosses, which was Leandri, then you would get this title along with a mini. It's very rare because it's only the top 5% really of players could actually do this, so that's why this is a number 3 title. Number 2. At number 2, we have a title that rewards players for crafting 2 of the same legendary. Why would players want to do this? Well, this was actually brought in after the changes came to the wardrobe system, whereby you could equip, have a skin on many different characters. And so if you already had 2 legendaries of the same, for example, 2 incinerators, this was your reward. A tricky title to get indeed. Number 1. In my opinion, this is the hardest title to get. This is the Acolyte of Duea. I mean, really, if you actually have the money, it's not that hard. But we're talking over 1,000 gold to actually get all for all these items. And if we look on the trading post, you can buy the majority of the items, but you need a recipe for the Light of Duea. You need over 100 gold for pretty much the Duena's Embrace. The Star of Duena's 88 gold, and the Wings and Feathers come up to almost over 900 gold. So unless you have a lot of gold or you are very lucky with drops, this title is going to be out of your reach. And that is the reason why there are very, very few people that will actually have this title. Now, I know that a lot of people will say, well, it's all about money. If you have the gold, then you can get this title. And that's very true. But if you don't have the gold, then you can't get this title. And I think this title rewards players who, or maybe they have the gold, or maybe they do the events to get the Duea items. But, there are a lot of other titles out there that could have been in this top 5. These are the titles, in my opinion, that are the top 5 most challenging titles to get. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.